What's up, everybody? Welcome to another 49ers mock draft. If you were pissed off and ticked off and heartbroken, singing love songs, heartbreak songs, and everything about this last Super Bowl, well, we got a little something to cheer you up. I got our mock draft of the San Francisco 49ers on the screen. And I got two clips. So I got picks 31 through 131. And then we're going to take and discuss picks 175 through 248, okay? And be sure to hit that subscribe button because a few of these people that he actually chose are going to be on this show for live interviews. So hit that subscribe button. And before we get into our mock draft, I need everybody to do two things. Comment below how much you love and or hate this mock draft. Give us a grade. Let us know your thoughts. And then also as well, my guest today on the show from the Timeout with Arrik show coming out this summer. You can follow him right now on social media. Special guest Arrik Wren with the Timeout with Arrik. How you doing today, man?
Doing well, my guy. How about yourself?
Man, blessed and highly favored, brother. Ready to talk some 49ers football, man.
All right, 49ers, man. How's that hangover going to be after the Super Bowl?
Man, hopefully this cheers them up, man. I like your mock draft. I love your mock draft. And again, we got two clips. So we're going to go picks 131 through 31 through 131, and then we'll jump into the next picks and why you chose. But this draft, if you're a 49ers fan, is so important, man. You got a few guys who are going to be testing free agency. Some people are not going to get re-signed. You want this team to become stronger and be ready for next year. Kicking it off with the 31st pick of the 2024 NFL mock draft, 31 overall, we have the 49ers. Marius Mims, why did you choose that?
Well, they're going to have some questions on the line, as most teams do right after a Super Bowl, whether that's going to be your lineman is getting old or, like you said, testing free agency, different things of that nature. However, this is a guy who is big in size, no slight in frame. Dude is 6'7", 340 pounds. Very impressive. He's got very great fundamentals. The dude boosts massive frame with the elite mass and length of his arms. He's very explosive, high energy athlete, and just aching to move the tight end and get in some open space.
I love it, man. And Marius Mims, man, one thing of watching his tape, man, is that guy, he's twinkle toes. I don't know if he takes and does ballet on the side or plays a little hoop. His agility is great. He's a mauler, man. That guy, and he's a Georgia offensive lineman, man. Come on. It's like a 95% chance this guy's going to work out. So they've been cranking out NFL offensive linemen just like Alabama for a minute. And Marius Mims, man, he fits the prototypical NFL offensive lineman. Moving on, Kalen King, Penn State. Back-to-back years, man. They got some pretty good defensive backs that they've been cranking out for the NFL, man. Why do you like Kalen King, man?
Well, besides the fact that he learned from Joey Porter, who also is having a great NFL rookie campaign, I think this guy could be next level. He's a Detroit native, so he's a tough kid. Led the Big Ten in ball hawking skills, boosting top-tier passes, defenses. The dude exhibits an extreme aggressiveness against the perimeter plays, which is something that you will definitely need in a passing league.
Yeah.
He's a phenomenal zone defender, showcases obviously against route recognition. And I mean, just the wide receivers are going to get annoyed because he's a pest. And that's what I love about him.
Yeah, I love it. Then your next pick, my man, Dwayne Carter, which I'm going to try to get Dwayne on the show. We'll see what happens. Hopefully within the next month, we can go ahead and make something happen. But I'm a Dwayne Carter fan, y'all. You watch his tape, and you'll be hard-pressed to find too many other defensive tackles. Him falling to 94 in reality potentially ain't going to happen in mock draft world. The machine will just leave you a certain amount of players. But I'll say this. If he has a bad pro day, this is likely. If he has a good pro day, I could expect him being an early second round, late first round pick. Dwayne Carter is amazing. This guy is a high motor, and he talks greatness. He walks greatness. He eats greatness, and he craps out results. And in his crap is not little corners. It's full of quarterbacks, forced fumbles, and knocked out players is Dwayne freaking Carter. My God. Go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you, man. I didn't mean to take spotlight, man. Go talk
Hey,
to me, man. Dwayne Carter.
you didn't interrupt anything, bro. That's a great introduction. What you're talking about right there is a Duke pedigree.
Yeah.
You can't be just some bloke in order to make it at Duke. The dude is quick to react, locating the ball, shows enough speed and succeed in the backside pursuit. Carter is excellent with balance, strength, flexible core, and just rarely ends up on the ground. Dude is always standing. Like if you watch the tape, you're just standing there looking at the Great Wall of China.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. Check out the interview with Real Talk with MJ. He's actually a Philadelphia Eagles podcast, but he covers a little bit of everything. He actually had Dwayne Carter on his show, man. It's a dope interview, man. It's just two young legends, one in podcasts, one in college football, soon to be NFL, just talking about life, man. Dwayne is a super insightful guy. That's a guy, man. I'm telling you, Dwayne Carter. Look, man, I ain't Miss Cleo, man, but I see the guy taking and having potentially a 10-year plus NFL career. High motor. If your team want to continue to winning, go on and get you a Dwayne Carter. Just saying. Thank us later. Then we got James Williams coming out of Miami. This cat, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, he's like 6'4", 6'5". This guy is a hit stick. I don't know if y'all remember the Madden 05 hit stick. My goodness. Praise the Lord. Bless your little heart. Some of your favorite players in that video game got rocked. Well, he is the walking, talking hit stick, man. And ain't no game with James Williams, man. That's another guy we're gonna try to get on the podcast as well, too. In contact with his people. So let's see what happens, maybe March or April. But James Williams is that guy, man. And I'm a U fan. That's my favorite team, man. Why do you like James Williams?
Well, you mentioned the reason. I like the stats. I like the fact that he's big in stature, 6'5", 215. He's from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So as they like to say, Florida. But dude likes to put the bang on players, bro. And honestly, if he wasn't going to the 49ers, I wouldn't mind him on the Eagles.
Man, he's a dog. He's a dog, man. You watch a tape, bro, and from what my understanding is, he's a very quiet guy. He's all business. He's all football, man. He's accomplished a lot, and he's still as humble as can be and as hungry as could be, as if he accomplished nothing. This man right here, James Williams, he's gonna be on the winning squad, and if it ain't a winning squad when they select him, they will be soon, and they'll be winning because of him. James Williams is that guy. And folks, in a moment, we're gonna go switch it to our other slide. We're gonna talk about pick 124, 131, and then we're gonna flip the slide because 49ers got so many picks. We couldn't get it all on the screen here. All right, also, real quick break here. Hit subscribe, comment below, and also as well, Arrik, time out with Arrik Wren. Let the people know where they can take and find you, man, real quickly.
Come and take a time out with me on all your social medias, but mainly we are on Twitter. Look at that below. Time out with me.
And it'll be in the description, folks. Let's go continue on. Offensive guard, Christian Mahogany coming out of Boston College. Digame. What you got here, man? What's so special about Christian?
So what I like about Christian, he's an extremely intelligent player, excellent feet. Like you mentioned earlier, I like the fact that he's twinkle toes on the line, but he will be a great piece for them to develop on the 49ers, where they'll need some help on the line, but he does create a running lane. Dude is extremely gifted in creating a dominant hole for the likes of Christian McCaffrey to run through.
I love it. Then Javon Solomon. Eric, man, you probably the stats in front of you, man. This guy had one of the highest sacks amounts in all college football. Was it like 13 sacks or 16 sacks? Yeah. He went off, man. The whole stat, all the stats of this guy, he's just so decorated, man. He's such a fun guy to take and watch. And Troy had a fun year, man. Kamani Vidal crushed it. Javon Solomon crushed it. On both sides of the ball, this is a program that's showing much success, man, and seems to be continuously cranking out NFL material, man. Why you like Javon Solomon?
Well, I like Javon Solomon because when you're watching the tape, the dude, you just can't take your eyes off of him. Dude is coming from Troy. Obviously, you're not going to get as much notice, but with him coming from Troy, I just like the fact that he was an edge rusher. He's a little undersized at 6 foot 247. So you're thinking more, middle linebacker, but it's just it's unbearable. The dude has extreme quickness, flexibility, and consistent in the dip, bend around the edge. I believe he was using a 3 technique. Correct me if I'm wrong. But he's already got a Dwight Freeney type of spin move. I mean, just
Love it.
extremely good motor.
I love it. And I had the stats here in front of me now: 16 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, 2 forced fumbles. Oh, excuse me, 3 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries. Excuse me, 26 solo tackles, and then 55 total tackles.
Mm-hmm.
My goodness, this guy has saw, conquered. Look, man, get you a Javon Solomon, man. I think he slides a little bit because he's coming out of Troy. Some people, they're like, oh, I'm going straight to Alabama. I'm going straight to the Florida. I'm going straight to all these big schools. Man, pretend the schools don't exist. The school names don't exist. Go to Troy, get Javon Solomon. He is that guy all day.
Do you think we see more from the smaller schools such as Troy with the NIL impact?
I do. And, there's pockets of America that have a lot of money, Eric, and they're very generous to their schools. So, yeah, there's some parts of the country where they're a little stingier, and they had a great recruiting program and great personalities. But, man, if you're coming from a rougher area, if you're coming from a trailer park or a hood or a country part where you haven't had access to money, and some random Troy or wherever school offers you $500,000, you haven't even played it down yet. You ain't thinking education. You think how your life is going to change with that $500,000, and you didn't have to play the lottery, right? So we're seeing, James Madison University attracting NFL talent. We're seeing Old Dominion. We're seeing Troy. We're seeing these different college football programs where this is taking and happening, right? So Alabama's always going to be dope. You know what I mean? Gators will always be cranking out players, as will Miami and stuff. Oregon's gonna Oregon, right? They have a lot of money there. But it's exciting to see these programs like Troy. That's why we had TCU in the national championship 2 football seasons ago. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of money in Texas. You know what I mean? So very, very competitive. But moving on to our next screenshot. Bow. Pick 175. Aeneas Smith, Texas A&M wide receiver, man. Why'd you choose him, man?
Aeneas Smith. Very interesting pick. I think not too many people know about him. But the dude is 5'10", 200 pounds, extremely sharp wide receiver. Dude had 53 receptions, 795 yards, 2 touchdowns with an average of 15 yards per catch.
I love it, man. That tells me that, he gonna push the markers. Push the markers. If you're one of these teams, whether it be the Chiefs, 49ers, Dolphins, like to push the ball downfield, get you Aeneas Smith, man. He's dope. Then his next guy, Kamani Vidal, will be setting up an interview within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So again, that's another reason you guys gotta hit that subscribe button. But Kamani's gonna be coming on the show, and my goodness, we're gonna be sharing his story with the world. But just as dope as his story and who he is as an amazing person, he is also the becoming of Ray Rice 2.0. He's the all-time leading rusher for Troy. All-time leading rusher for Troy. You see him, okay, smaller frame. People bounce off of him. It's like they're allergic to him, okay? But he ain't allergic to that end zone. He's going to get it in the end zone because this is what he does. He is a phenomenal running back, man, who could put a whole team on his back and you can win with him. As a matter of fact, I see him probably being a second string to first string running back his rookie year. I see him, even if you put him back there with Christian McCaffrey, Christian McCaffrey's at the back end of his career. But for whenever he leaves, who could be sitting at the helm? Kamani Vidal coming out of Troy. That's right. I'm a huge Kamani Vidal fan. What you got to say about him, man?
Yeah, bro. I was watching tape on him. Dude, like you said, reminds you of Ray Rice, kind of a David Montgomery type of runner. Great vision. Lateral agility is off the charts. I mean, functional strength, contact balances, dude, top tier. I think he could honestly be elite in that category. But with the scheme of Shanahan, I think this is the type of scheme that Vidal will actually excel extremely well in. You know, not many people expected a lot of Elijah Mitchell, but I think with Vidal, you know, obviously we don't know if Elijah is going to be on the roster next season. I
Right.
think he would be a great uh, backup to McCaffrey.
I love it. I love it, man. Kamani Vidal. Oh, and I want to add in his blocking is next level. I saw him at the Reese Senior Bowl knocking the piss out of somebody. You ever been hit in the stomach, Eric, or hitting your jewels and you weren't expecting it to come? Like
Yeah,
grown men, like man, I'm telling you, man. Kamani's coming, man. He's gonna light up the high regular. He's
yeah.
gonna be on a few top 10 plays of the week. That's the type of special player he is. Moving on to pick 214, Andrew Graham, offensive center, Oklahoma. What you got for him, man?
Hey, he's an Oklahoma boy. So, you know, he's going to be bringing the pain every time, dude. The dude's going to be great as far as what the 49ers are going to be looking for. Very down to earth guy. Doesn't look like he'd even play football besides the fact that he's big.
Yeah.
But coming from the University of Oklahoma, arguably some of the best O linemen have ever hit the NFL turf from OU. The dude was just phenomenal. I mean, he 700 snaps. I mean, just there's not much that you can ask for besides what this dude brings to the O lineman and the knowledge of the game.
Love it. Love it. Trey Knox, one of my favorite tight ends in this year's NFL draft, coming out of South Carolina. Man, can this guy create plays? And in my opinion, we haven't seen the best of him yet. What are your thoughts on Trey Knox, man? Tight end, South Carolina.
Tight end from South Carolina. I like the fact that he played with Spencer Rattler, so you know he's going to be expecting touches coming from the line. Dude, he was pretty solid. I would say he's a little undersized, 6'3", 239. They'll probably bulk him up a little bit at the next level. But dude, I mean, strong hands, accelerates extremely fast, great straight line speed, which is important in the NFL. I mean, look at the Hall of Fame or future Hall of Famer, my bad, Travis Kelce. Great straight line speed. Transitions quickly from receiver to runner. So, you know, one of the benefits of having a receiving tight end is one that's able to turn around and turn that into some yards after the catch.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to see, and for those who don't know, we're filming this on February 20th. So I should have this released within 24 hours by the time it's dropped on YouTube. The NFL Combine has not happened yet. So this is where we see a guy like statistically not, I mean, what, 300 yards as a tight end, 2 touchdowns, right? You know, his longest was 22 yards. Look, there were some inconsistencies with Spencer Rattler, though he absolutely crushed it at the Reese Senior Bowl. Actually got MVP, as a matter of fact. But you watch what he did the times he did get the ball, and you watch how good of a blocker he is. And I think for someone like him, the testing of the his invite to the combine is going to be huge. This is where he takes it and goes from a day 3 pick to a day 2 pick, you know, early day 3, or who knows, he may crush it. And, you know, we've seen crazier things happen in the draft where people end up going first round. You know, they go from day 3 picks, not on anybody's radar, and they test so well where, man, all of a sudden people are so hypnotized, right? So, anywho, moving on. Last pick, Frank Gore Jr., like father, like son, baby.
Father like son.
How cool would this be if Frank Gore Jr. is on the freaking 49ers, man?
Dude, I would love to see Frank Gore Sr.'s face if that happens. Much like his dad, he's a workhorse back. Dude is 5'7", 199, but runs like he's 6'5", 300 pounds.
And on
he
fire.
just, yeah, literally runs angry. Dude's got a 4.5 speed, so of course not the fastest guy on the field, but he plays a lot faster. Dude's got upfield natural speed in the screen game. My bad. Just I think they'll probably try him out as a special teams, you know, returner. But dude outruns everyone. If he gets the angle on you, he's out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. Yeah, Frank Gore, again, subscribe to the channel. That's another guy we're supposed to be having on, hopefully within the next month. Trying to get that set up as we speak. But yeah, Frank Gore, dude, he's a baller, man. And to see how he did in that bowl game recently is all the more reason that he belongs on your team. People see Southern Miss, you're like, man, that's not really. I'm all set, man. You have extended numbers. Well, Frank Gore has those numbers, and he has the film to back it up. And then when you put him, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was the East West Shrine Bowl that he was in. He absolutely crushed it. He crushed it, y'all. So, yeah, Frank Gore is that guy. I'm a Frank Gore Jr. fan, like father, like son, and he looks like Frank, talks like Frank, man, and he balls like Frank. And some would argue he may even be better with the hands when it comes to receiving, man. So very, very exciting player. But that's all we got here today for our San Francisco 49ers mock draft. Hopefully this cheered you up, brought you some joy. That was a rough Super Bowl. Here's the thing. Not as many departures on this team. And with all these draft picks, a lot of people are going to be tested for their position. And, you talk about a team that had the number one, if it was the number one offense, a number 3 defense, or maybe vice versa. So when you have picks like this, you're not only bringing in 1, but 2 really great running backs. I mean, look, this is that type of draft where people are going to slide. It's going to happen. People are going to slide. And then we go back to picks 31 through 131. Javon Solomon, Mary Smith, Caitlin King, Dwayne Carter, who is, my goodness, man, one of my favorite probably on this whole list, man. That guy is such a dog, man. I don't see no reason why the 49ers can't get richer, because this is what they do at this point, man. They're so stacked, and they're going to do great and beautiful things. That being said, hit that subscribe button, comment below. Check out my other 49ers mock draft as well, too. I got around 1,500, 2,000 views around there. Did very well, and a lot of the fans loved it. So this is our second one. And also follow my guest today, Arrik Wren. Time Out with Arrik Wren. All stuff will be down below in the description of this video. God bless you guys. I'll see y'all next time on the Touchdown with Doug Smith. Thank you for watching another episode of the Touchdown with Doug Smith, where we have exclusive NFL content and exclusive NFL interviews. Be sure to hit that like and that subscribe button. Follow us on social media. See you on the next one.